All right, y'all, the first coat of paint is on that I can finish. It looks pretty good right now. You can see I still have that marine sealant over some of those fiberglass spots that were looked a little old, just better safe than sorry. So I'm letting that dry until I put any of the new paint on there. But it turned out really good. It's just one coat on there, like I said now. It seems like it has a good coating on it. Guys, so this is the trailer that the boat was on. I actually had this before I bought the boat, so I bought the boat just by itself. As you can see, it's in pretty good condition. The bearings look all right, tires a little old, might replace that in the future, axle's all right. But as I'm waiting for the paint to dry on the boat here, I said I might as well paint the axle and frame a black, give it a nice new coat to it. Alright guys, so I just finished on putting on the second coat of Rust-Oleum on here. Really turned out good. I love the flat black look on the trailer. I've done this before on multiple other trailers. Really didn't take too long at all. I'm, like I said, just using a standard Rust-Oleum. So today I'm going to start working on the casting deck for the skiff. Just got all my wood materials needed. I've done about 3 or 4 of these on a couple other boats. Never done it on fiberglass. It's been aluminum, so it should be pretty straightforward though. I'm going to build it where the swivel seat will be here in the middle, but I also want to leave room for storage here in the back, also for the middle bench. Alright guys, so just hit a dilemma here. I got my front board in here for the deck. The plan was to put a facial resting up against here with my cross going in the middle. Unfortunately, I just screwed in here with my facial board, and this is straight styrofoam behind this thin fiberglass. So I guess the only option that I have is to run my 2x4s resting on top of this and resting on the front deck. Definitely not the way I would have probably originally built it, but got to adapt to some new circumstances. Alright, so I just got this side top facial plate, whatever this is, on the bow off. These bolts were pretty rusty from the bottom. I wasn't able to get them off with a ratchet, so just had to cut it off. I am going to replace the wood up here. I'm going to put 2 rod holders up here. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this off, get this clean, and then we'll get back to the casting deck. So I'm preparing to run the electrical under the deck. I cannot permanently fix the deck onto the frame until I have all the electrical that's ran from the back of the boat, the battery, up under for the bow lights and the trolling motor. So just have a simple hole. These wires will run under the frame up to the top, right through the hole here, and then I'll have a small power pack here on top of the fascia board here. So now that this is holes run, I can run the electrical under the deck and then run up through this hole and then permanently install the deck. So we got a big day today. The new teak rubber matting came in. Super excited to install this. This is going to be on the deck. This is going to be on the benches, on the boat. After reading reviews, or first off, this is not SeaDeck. I can't afford SeaDeck, too expensive, but it is an off-brand. But I did hear a lot of positive reviews online about it. But something that I did read in the reviews, that it does come wound up. So they said leave it out in the sun for a couple hours, let it kind of rest before you cut anything out. So over here on the boat, I do have the electrical ran back to, of course, the back where the battery will be. It's ran up here through the bow, and there'll be a power pack up here. The swivel seat's already installed, everything. So again, this matting, I don't know how easy this is going to be or not. I'm going to have one seam in the boat. Of course, the gun holes are curved in, so we're going to see how it works out, but I'm really looking forward to how this is going to look against that seafoam green. Okay, so the casting deck is officially permanently screwed onto the frame. This is the last step before I install the matting. I've been fooling around with this for a couple of days now, so to finally have it on permanent feels good. Under to keep it flush and level. For my gas tank and battery back here, it had some more of the matting left over, so put that back there. Really like the way that looks. Have not installed the depth finder yet. That's the position it's going to be. I'll probably run that tomorrow. I had the matting done on the middle bench seat, the cooler. I got to paint the inside. It's nasty green. Now I'm gonna paint that white. Today I cut this front facial board. It's not in permanently. I don't know if I'm gonna paint that white or keep it the natural look, so I just kind of have it up there for now. That's done. The seat is mounted in permanently, and I have both these facial boards on the bow. Drills already screwed for the bolts. This side will have the trolling motor. Both sides will have rod holders as well, with probably cup holders, something to keep wallet, phone keys, etc. So I'm going ahead and about to install the new Lowrance depth finder. These things are really actually pretty straightforward to install. Obviously you just have your couple screws and hardware. All right, so the transducer and the mount is installed. You can see I got some U-clips up here coming back of the transom. I want to give some more room for my outboard. You can see it comes up over here, and this is, again, by no means what it'll look like when it's finished. I'll clean this up, but I don't know exactly where my battery and gas tank are going to be. This is actually my jet ski battery. My smaller battery that I use for these small electronics is dead. So anyways, but just obviously want to see if it works. It's right up the side, and then the head mount is already fixed to the seat here. So let's see if it works. And there you go. All right, guys, so the outboard is on the transom, ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and test it out. The tank was empty, so I put 3 gallons in it, of course, with the 2-stroke oil. And just some heads up for starting a motor that hasn't started in a while. You wanna, of course, make sure there's pressure on the bulb so the carburetor is getting fuel. Of course, allow air out of your gas cap here, allow the flow. And of course, we're gonna have to pull the choke out and maybe pull it a couple times, but it should start. And we're gonna go ahead and pull the choke. Like I said, it's probably gonna take a couple of pulls to try to get it started, but we'll see. All right, guys, it's a big day. It is the last day I'm working here on the boat before the big maiden voyage tomorrow. Majority of the work's done. A lot of it's kind of cosmetic, last minute stuff. The rod holders, cleaned up some wires. But today I am working on a homemade trolling motor mount up here. Unfortunately, the way the front of the boat is and how it wraps up, my plan is to use this cedar block, bolt it down to the side of the gunnel here too. And I've already looked. It looks like I'm hopefully going to be able to use my trolling motor here. I'd be able to swivel up and down and then run up to my electrical right up here on the bow. All right, guys, so it was official. It is the day of the maiden voyage here. Had the boat hooked up to the trailer, ready to go. It's like 97% done. A couple little small last minute things I need to do with some wiring, stickers that haven't came in yet, but it is going to be good to go for today to get it out, test it, make sure all the electrical's working, motors, no holes after, or excuse me, no leaks after all these holes I've drilled into the boat. But super excited. I've been waiting for this for a couple months now to finally be able to take it out. It's like 20-mile-per-hour winds today, no kidding, and like 30-mile-per-hour gusts. So this is probably a terrible day to do this. Anybody who knows me, I am absolutely like addicted to being on the water, fishing, whatever it is. I've been waiting like 2 to 3 months now to test this boat out. We're gonna make it happen, but I can literally feel the boat in the truck swaying somewhat because this wind is so strong. So anyways, let's give it a shot. Worst case is it sinks and I don't have insurance on the boat, so I can't file an insurance claim. Anyways, not gonna sink. We're gonna have fun. Stay tuned, y'all. Alright guys, I'm just getting out of here on the main river out of the ramp, and it is like almost white caps out here, water spraying everywhere over on the side of the boat. We're gonna give it a shot here, see if we can get the plane out. I'm going into the wind, so this is not good, but let's give it a shot. So the boat just planed out perfectly, really no issues at all in regards to the additional weight that I just put on it. Of course, the mast wasn't a half. I'm trying to get tucked up in a couple little channels that I know, get out of the wind. Haven't even stepped on the deck yet. Check out electronics, control motor, etc. But the motor's running great, the boat's handling the wind, the wing's great. Super excited. All right, so the main voyage was a success. Had an absolute blast on the water. Motor ran great. Boat was more than I could ever hoped for in regards to space, the way the deck came out, and just all the cosmetics. Trolling motor was perfect where it was set, and just a beautiful day. It was quite windy, which is all good, but it's like 57 degrees in mid-January, so I'll take that any day. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this whole journey on this great boat restoration. Excited to see kind of what I do with the boat, any more tweaking with it here in the near future, but stay tuned for any other updates. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment to this, and I'll see you guys on the water.